Hey y'all, hey, and welcome back to another session of Meditations with Marini. Now, typically I wait till the end and I ask you guys to click like, I ask you to share it with a friend, and I ask for you to subscribe. I'm going to ask you to do that now. I am trying to reach a goal with my subscriptions, and I'm trying to get to that goal because I want to buy me something that will help and support me in my YouTube channel. But I have promised myself, sorry, trying to turn this ear off. I've promised myself that I won't do that until I am able to actually reach a certain amount of numbers of subscribers. So I'm going to ask you guys to click like, share it with a friend, and I want for you to subscribe. So I wanted to come back because this morning I did a video and it was talking about two of the reasons why was the divorce my fault or yours. And I think when I went back and I listened to it, I was like, man, I was on fire. Like, I was really frustrated in more ways than one, and frustrated from a couple of conversations that I've had with some people, but I was also frustrated from listening to people and talking to people as you converse with people in reference to marriage and relationship and things of that sort. And I get it. I understand. If you've been married before and it was messed up and you gave 10, 15, 20, 30 years of your life to somebody and they quote unquote did you wrong and you just don't want to try it again, that's good. Like, live your best life. Do whatever you feel like you need to do. But in this dating world where I am, and this is my position, many people that I hear on YouTube, they are telling you, oh, if you want to get married, don't tell a man that up front. If you feel like you want to be walking in abstinence, don't tell a man that up front. I disagree with that, and I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with it. Because at 55 years old, I don't have a year or 6 months or 3 months to give somebody to decide that they still don't want me in the first place. If they're going to decide that, they're going to make that decision in the first 2 to 4 weeks of the time that they've had with me. And we're going to be good with it. Because in that 2 to 4 week time period, I'm going to know whether or not I'm a good fit for them. And they're going to know whether or not I'm a good fit for them. In the end, ladies, I want you to understand that most men, hear me when I say, I'm telling you what the men are saying. Most men, when they meet you, if they are single, they already know what category that they're going to put you in. You're going to be in one of 3 or maybe 4. You're going to fall into the category where they're going to be like, she might be marriage material. This is somebody that I would actually look at a long-term relationship for, if he's somebody that is serious about this. Now, I will say, with this current environment that we in, it's a buffet for most men. It is a buffet. Like, he can go right now and he can choose steak, he can choose chicken, he can choose salmon, he can choose however he wanted. He can pick it how he wanted, and he got plenty of women that's out there that would give it to him just like that. And why would you settle for one when you just go to the buffet? So the thing is, that's good for a while. But how many of you know that sometimes, and I love buffets, I love it because I'm not a big food person. But when I go to the buffet, I get to try a little bit of multiple different types of food. But every now and then, you want to go to the restaurant and sit down and you want to order something off the menu. And you want to make sure that it's cooked just to your perfection. And what I'm saying to you is my message from this morning really came as a result of talking with some people. And I'm going to go back to the type of women that he's going to categorize you as. I was talking with some people, and just talking with people in general. It's a frustrating thing for men that, have been with a woman and I have learned that there are just as many hurt men out here as there are women. I didn't know that. I did not know it until I started going to the barbershop and until I started playing pool. Playing pool opened up my doors and my thought process to a lot of things, because my hair hasn't been short all this time. My hair was short a few years back, and so I was in the barbershop quite a bit then, but I let my hair grow back out, and then I cut it back off last year. And so the thing is, or did I cut it off the year before? Either way it goes, it's been cut off for a minute. But The thing is, I have learned that there are just as many men that are unhappy. There are just as many men that were mistreated in their relationships. There are just as many men that have not had a companion that treated them well. But what I will say to the men is that doesn't mean that now you hold the new women that come into your life responsible for that. That's an immature decision. That is an unhealed person that is then trying to project those things onto someone that does not bring that same energy to the table. If I treated every man that I met the way that my ex-husband treated me, the lies, the deception, the money that was moved around and I didn't have thought process, every man don't work like that. And I'm not going to categorize every man to be in that position. What I'm going to do is make sure that I judge him based on his own merit. And the thing is, what one man won't do for another woman, he might do for another. What one woman wouldn't do for one man, she might do that for somebody else. And that just means that that's her person. And that's his person. But that doesn't mean that you hold that against that person in reference to what you are looking for now. And when I say that with all the love that I can give you. If you are not healed from a space where you cannot open yourself up to be loved without judgment on every little thing, yeah, there are some things, there's a difference between standards and preferences. My standards are this. My preferences are that. I prefer these things, but that's not a deal breaker or it's gonna kill the situation, because there's no perfect person out there. And at the end of the day, if we look at it from that perspective, well, we got to look at every little thing that a person does. Like, you have to look at it and say, is this something that can be fixed or repaired, or is this something that I can work around, or is it something that is just gonna work my nerves so bad to the point that I just can't deal with that? And I think that when we get that strain, as we get older, the 40, 50, 60 year olds, it's just, and especially when you get 50 and 60, it's like, there are some things, no, I'm not going to be able to adjust on. But there are other things that I already know. To be in a relationship, I have to make an adjustment because I don't know that person. They don't know me. I have to learn their ways. They got to learn mine. But I have to look at it and say that from this time, it will be a committed relationship where we both have sat down and this is a contract that we do understand. We choose to make this decision with each other. And then we get up every day and we choose each other again and again and again. I did a video, a warranty for your guarantee on relationships. There is no warranty or a guarantee for your warranty unless you take the person back to the original manufacturer. That means that you are going to have a prayer life. You are going to have a relationship with God, because that is the person who manufactured this product. If you have an issue with your mate, you are going to have to take it back to the manufacturer. And that don't mean that you can fix it. A lot of times, and we have to be honest with ourselves. Like, I'm saying this to you all, but I had to have these conversations with myself to even be able to sit here and have these conversations with you. I used to want to fix everything. I have learned how to let so much stuff go. Like, you'd be like, I'm like, okay, that's what we're doing today. That's how that's rolling. I'm not mad, but I just learned that I can't change that. If I want something changed, I go to God. If I want something to be developed, if I want something to be cultivated, I go to God. And then I only want what God wants for me. So he knows what my heart desire is, but he's only going to release to me what it is that he knows will be beneficial for me. And that's because that's the prayer that I pray. Lord, I desire this, but I only want it if you know that it's good for my pathway and my destiny in you. And if not, I don't want it. Even if it disappoints me, I want you to move it out the way. Close the door. Seal the deal. However you need to do it. And so I'm saying that to you guys because earlier today when I did that video and I was talking about Don't come to me talking about I'm not girlfriend material. Let me just put that out there. I'm not girlfriend material. I'm gonna test her out to see if she's good material. I'm gonna see whether or not she fits my category up. I'm not neither one of those. After a man knows me and he gets a chance to have a little bit of time with me and the opportunity to spend some quality time with me, he's either going to make a decision. They all make a decision. Ladies, I want you to know that men make decisions of who they want to be with early on. They make a decision of what type of person you're going to be in their life early on. They make that decision. They decide whether you're going to be the woman that he might sit to the side because he really do think that he could see a serious relationship with you. You're going to either be the fun girl, and sometimes I end up in that category because of my personality trait. So sometimes I'm just the fun girl. I'm the one that they can hang out with, they can laugh and talk with, they're going to get that adrenaline going, and then they're going back home to do what they do. But I had to learn that too. I can't let people take that part of me and then let that be something that is a qualifying factor for them to enjoy my presence, my fun, my knowledge, all of the things that I bring to the table, my ability to give them business advice, my ability to tell them about school, my ability to tell them about grants, to tell them about real estate. And then they go back and they build that with somebody else. No, I'm not doing that. And then there's the other, where some of y'all think that, I can't tell you that you need to practice abstinence. I'm going to set that right there. I can't tell you that you need to practice abstinence. And you need to be serious about it from the very beginning. Some people say don't tell a man that early in the relationship. And I say that and when I say early, within the first month, if it's somebody that I could see myself with, or I feel like they possibly could see themselves with me, they need to know that. Because I'm not going to wait 6 months, and I'm not going to be fighting with them for 3 months. Because eventually, every man that sees you, just so we clear, any man that has a desire or a thought process about you, immediately he wants to sleep with you. He do. Every man, I want to make sure that we are clear. He wants to sleep with you. That's one of his first goals to do. He don't care nothing about your brains. He don't care about how you cook. He don't care nothing about how you keep your house clean. None of that. If he see you and he like you, he want to sleep with you. That's it. That's the first thing that's on his mind. So you have to establish, and you, to be honest with you, if the truth be told, if you really care for him, you want to sleep with him too. If the whole truth is told, you want to. But it's immature at 50 years old to react like you're 20-something years old. Because once you finish that, if he don't like you in 2 months, he ain't gonna like you in 2 months, whether he's sleeping with you or not. The guys who have come across my pathway, y'all saw my video from a while back. I was going to be riding that Harley this summer. But that brother, since I shut it down, I won't be riding the Harley. I got the black leather pants. Unless somebody see this video and they call me up, hit me up. Shoot me a DM. I don't even know if I have a DM for somebody to send something to. Check me out on Facebook. Yeah, go over there and find me. Tell me that you got a Harley right here in Atlanta. I'm going to ride out with you, put the black leather pants on. So I'm saying to you that even with that guy, whether I was going to ride the Harley or not, it doesn't mean anything if it doesn't have any value to it. Everybody is talking about the high value man and the high value woman. I'm going to do a whole session on that. I think I'm going to do a teaching on the high value woman. What does that look like? Because what we've claimed a high value woman to be is not what the word of God says that she is. It does not align. So then, okay, I gave y'all the first one. The first one is going to be the first category. I'm going back because I'm trying to finish this up. The first category is that you're going to fall into the category where he might see you as wife material. Somebody that he would take seriously. Second category is that he's going to see you as the fun girl. He can hang out with you. He can have a good time. He going to text you whenever he want to, just chat back and forth. But he's not going to take you seriously. The third category is the girl that's just going to give it to him. And that's all you're going to be for him. He will call you in the middle of the night. He will call you for the BC, the boo, Tay, call. Yep. And he will never be available emotionally because he's only there for you physically. And if you allow him to be that, he will be. And so, they decide that very early on. And you might have been, let's just clear this up. If you were ever a woman who he might have considered as somebody that he would have found to marry, and you go into that third category, you can't never get back to that first category. You can never get it back. And the thing is, I'm going to tell y'all, it's been difficult out here in the dating streets. It's been challenging because men do have so many options. And I'll be honest with you, like a lot of men and women, but a lot of men are dating out of their category. They're dating for women that they want, not women that they need. And when I say women that they need, every man has a need that he knows he needs to get met. But he will date for the woman that he wants, and he'll marry her. And that's why some of them are in these 10, 15, 20, and 30-year marriages, because he dated what he wanted, not what he needed. He probably left the girl that he needed behind. And probably looking at her Facebook page and checking her out and trying to see what she's doing these days, because he knows that what he chose was not what was best for him. Now, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, because I want you all to understand that I am pro-marriage and I am pro-healthy marriages. So I want to make sure that I don't make it seem like every marriage is bad. It's not. I have some friends that they've been married 10, 15, 20, 30 years and they are doing well. Now, have they had bumps in the road throughout those time periods? Yes. And I've had to counsel them through some things and help them through some situations, or sometimes they call and they upset with their husbands, and I have to say, yeah, he might have been wrong in that, but I need you to look at what you did with this, and I need you to go back, because your husband loves you and you love him. Y'all got a good relationship. You just hitting a bump in the road right now. You're going to work through that and you're going to make it. Now, I'm not talking about where people are making people stay together just because they quote unquote are married. That's where we're making the error at. And that's where I believe it goes against the word of God. And if somebody can show me where it's something different, then do so. So, yes, God will bless the marriage. I want you to know that. Yes, he will. But he is not going to bless a marriage that somebody don't want to be in. He is not going to force his will upon someone. And that's his will, whether it's you choosing him or whether it's you choosing your marriage or your relationship. And if unhealthy people would come out of these unhealthy relationships and get with the people who are healthy and moving in a healthy relationship, then that's when you're going to see marriage take a turn. So all these young people who are preaching against marriage and they're preaching against relationship and just get what you want, even for a man, how many women can you sleep with? Like, even if you getting it one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one at night, like how many of those can you put in rotation? Because at some point your heart is going to get attached to one of them. Somebody is going to get you. And 9 times out of 10, the one that gets you is going to be the one that she don't even want you. The one you go for is going to be the one that she don't even want you. And the thing is, you might have left the one that did want you over there because you were too busy. Maybe she knew how to do something a little different from what the other one knew. She might have had more skills. She could have been a little bit more experienced in some areas. But my point, guys, is don't allow your past to not give you the opportunity to have victory in your future. And that's in anything that you do. Whether you done lost a job, whether you've had to pick yourself up and go back to school. Like this situation when I told y'all this past weekend, I don't know what that class is going to look like for me. But that class is not going to determine whether or not I'm going to finish this degree. If I have to retake the class, I'm just going to have to retake it. And next time I'm going to have to do better at it. But I'm not going to let that stop me from getting the degree. That one class is not going to be the determining factor as to whether or not I can be successful in something else. Okay. Today was just my first day. I guess I just need to get some of this off my chest because I'm sick of hearing the same thing from people in a negative way. I'm never going to be able to promote that marriage is not a positive experience. I'm never going to be able to say that marriage is not ordained by God and that it is beautiful when it's done right. When the right people are connected together, it is a beautiful thing. And you just have to make sure that you're in the right category for what he's choosing you for. So which category are you going to be in? Are you going to be in the wife category, the fun girl category, or the I'm just going to hit it when I can get it category? Whichever one. Click like. I need y'all to share this with a friend. And I need you to subscribe. I'm still trying to get to my number so I can get this component that's going to help me with my channel. Love y'all. Bye.